Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron Old World Blues with Dawson.
Hey, it's me, Dawson.
Yeah. You always sound so depressed every time.
It's my signature style, and everybody
It's
knows
not
it.
like
No
I'm
matter
forcing you to be here, right?
Yes, of course.
I'm eating chocolate covered pretzels because we've been doing this for a couple hours, or for 2.5 hours, and I'm getting hungry.
It's been 2.5 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Also,
I have not gotten to do a single thing yet.
mm-hmm.
In 40 days, I will get to finish my final focus to do the uprising, and I will finally be able to do things.
I'm
But
so
man,
sorry.
in this time, I have built a pretty solid nation for to start out as if you go into super mutants, because like super mutants don't really have a good industry building capability. That's just not where their strengths lie. But like I have a pretty okay industry, and I
Mm-hmm.
get to keep most of it, which is really cool. That's why I like that it doesn't do a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or that's what I like about it not doing a civil war. Rather, I would still prefer to have it as a civil war just because that's more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But it does help me in this situation.
And by the way, for context, for those of you watching this on YouTube, we're recording this still in December. By the time this is going up, I'm pretty sure it's the second month of next year.
Nice.
And by the time this is
Oh,
going on
well,
YouTube.
happy Valentine's Day. Probably gonna be single then, I'll be honest.
Dawson, will you be my Valentine?
No.
Fine. I'm taking anyway.
Go to your
Also,
stout German girl.
hell yeah. Also, Tyrant King says, maybe y'all should puppet the Ironmongers instead. They would give you super mutants in tanks, and they get claims on Texas and Mexico.
This is true. Ooh, tank. If we had tanks, we'd be unstoppable. Like, I mean, by the time we get to Texas, we will already be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, I got a thing to read. Mutant Strength Mastery. After centuries of living in the wastes, we have developed muscle mass and bone structure that far exceeds those of regular humans. It is vital that our forces utilize their superior strength, as it will help to simplify logistics, remove obstruction, and smash through enemy lines. Also, I just got back from a piss, and have you ever had to piss so bad you needed to sit down?
I sit down every time I pee.
I pissed so much that the water level rose to touch my ass cheeks. Not really, by the way. That'd be medically concerning.
Oh,
I'm also eating chocolate-covered pretzel bits.
wait. Chocolate-covered pretzel bits? I have not tried them, but they sound good.
It's delicious.
Man, I wonder how conspicuous this New Reno build would look, though. Like, okay, so in let's look at New Reno. Okay, so this once flourishing trade town has done nothing but research super mutants and FEV. They have a big army of mutants, and also the rest of their army is just like guys without guns standing out in the desert somewhere waiting to be told what to do. And now we're putting a bunch of super mutants in high command. Okay, let's make only melee weapons for our weapons. What can go wrong here? And then,
A cheap,
Shroud
effective
comes in.
army.
Yeah, a very, very cheap, effective army that's starving to death in the desert.
Does the Special Forces tree affect Night King? That's a good question, Tyrant King.
I think it does.
If there is one, that's the one you should go down.
I'm doing a non-Nightkin
Oh,
Special Forces.
okay.
Because I get super mutant Special Forces, specifically from my focus tree and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which are just good. They clap. But I think I glitched it, because I'm over my Special Forces cap.
Hell yeah. You can get put over it if an event gives you Special Forces, but then you just can't train anymore manually, and if they die, you can't reinforce them.
Yeah. And I can't switch them over to my other better units, which sucks, because I have two Special Forces groups. I have my elite super mutants and my upgraded elite super mutants, but I can't switch the elite into the upgraded elite.
Yeah, that's the problem with that, doing that bug. Real quick. Housing slaves and mutants. The majority of our slaves live in small, uncomfortable tents. Those who have earned the right, they may build their homes out of the resources that remain after constructing abodes for super mutants. I'm slowly building up factories in my territory as much as I can. And Tyrant King says, I think the special forces would affect Dawson's units. Yeah, Dawson's the one going special forces primarily.
Yeah. Just imagine how terrifying this would be, like, as an obstacle in a Fallout game, though. Like, imagine having to fight these guys. Like, what would you even do?
Probably the same thing the guy from Fallout 1 did. Or the guy from Fallout 3.
Guys...
Or the guy from Fallout 4. Or the guy from Fallout 76.
Those are different. I mean, like, an organized, like, fighting force of super mutants that are, like, trained to do well. Like, super soldiers, basically, you know? Like, what the government intended whenever they were making FEV.
Probably the guy from Fallout 2.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
Tyrant King says, I wouldn't fight them, I would ask to join them.
Yeah, would you... Oh, that's actually kind of a quandary. Would you allow yourself to be dipped into FEV? Like, willingly?
It depends on how perfected it is. Fallout 3 FEV? No.
At the point it is for our guys in, like, at the point it would be for the people in the Troll Warren. Like, if you were one of these bandit
Probably
tribes,
not, because you'll forget who you are.
I mean, like, it won't really matter to future you, though. It's like, you ever played Soma?
Yes.
Yeah, I like to think of it that way. Like, okay, I mean, it seems like I would be generally happier if I was a super mutant. You know? Because, like, I could just walk around hitting things, and they seem to get just, like, explicit joy from smacking things that happen to be living. So, it seems like it might be a good time, especially in a society where, you know, it's that or die.
Yeah. Also, I'm doing Succulent Marrow now.
I'm about to take the antelope.
I mean, if my choices were be a labor slave or be a super mutant, I'd probably pick super mutant. Although, in theory, isn't that just the same as offing yourself? Because if we are our memories...
Well, that depends on what your definition of yourself is.
I am my memories and consciousness.
Well, no, well, there's also some physicalness to your existence.
No, in my opinion, I am just thoughts in the brain.
Well, yeah, but you also are the brain. Like,
No.
You have a physical impact on the universe around you.
In my opinion, I am not the brain, I am just the thoughts. I think, therefore I am, so if I cease to think, I will cease to am.
Hold on, I gotta pause it. The bumbling criminal lords of Reno are no more. Thrad reigns supreme here, as do his brothers. Hundreds of mutants, if not thousands, have flocked to New Reno in the past months, and the night before last. They rose up in an act of supreme and overwhelming violence, slaughtering all who would challenge them, while also stringing up and publicly executing each of the family heads. Wright was the last to die, horrified with what he had spawned. This is now the warlord Thrad that rules Reno. Dozens of citizens are dragged away each hour and forcibly dumped into FEV, even as more and more mutants from across the wasteland rally to his call. His goal is simple, his words true. Thrad will avenge the Master. He will rekindle his projects and save the mutant race. Bro, this is sick. And now we did it. I'm Thrad now.
Fallout 2 bad ending, anybody?
I beat the game, everybody. Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah, there we go. Thrad the Immortal.
I won.
Though in secret, he leaps for his lost love.
Sweet super mutant divisions. Oh, how I missed thee.
Though in secret, he weeps for his lost love. In the place where he thinks no one can hear him. Thrad is a stone-cold killer when he cannot be stopped. He will be able to slay any who step on his turf. Also, Tyrant King. Don't worry, Tyrant King. I see you. I was just letting fucking Dawson read his thing. Uh, he's saying he would for sure join Throd's mutants. Not sure about the Warren mutants.
Yeah, I'd probably join Throd's mutants because like they like live with like some semblance of like not happiness, but like they definitely have like material comfortability, you know. Like they live in like New Reno, you know. It's not exactly the most or the least. It's not the worst place to live. With all the well, I don't know, but I don't know. How do they? What do they do about all the you know crime? Well, I mean they just killed everybody. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, look at my new flag, bro. Ooh, it's drippy. I like it.
Drippy?
Oh yeah, I drip swag like a broken faucet.
Oh! Drippy as in the drip. He's got that
Yeah, like
Goku Supreme.
all right. So in order to form new Mariposa, I need one of the following. I either need Southwest California, East California, South California, and South Mojave, or West Washington and Central Washington. So Washington or how the fuck? Why would I? How do? Oh, I guess it's the
Yeah.
point. Either go that way. Okay.
The Washington is the one for me more so.
Yeah.
Since you gets to form it first, huh?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Actually, what's the nation? It's formed New Mariposa, right?
Yeah.
You can have New Mariposa.
No, I don't want it.
I'm going to not make that joke because you're a lot younger than me. Not a minor, but younger than me.
Fair enough. Would you like to unpause now?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I thought we were unpaused.
No, let's see. How much manpower did I just lose? Uh-oh.
Oh, I would love to be turned ghoul. Tyrant King asked if we'd be willing to go ghoul. In the world of Fallout, 100%.
From the descriptions of what ghouls like live like, I don't know if I'd want to be a ghoul. Like, don't they talk about how it's like really fucking painful to be a ghoul?
Like, yeah, I'd want to live until I'm like in my like 60s or my 50s and then become a ghoul.
Okay,
Immortality, bitch.
I'm not exactly the elite fighting force I had imagined right off the bat. I'll be honest. This is kind of
Not
it's
what
not
you're
awful.
expecting.
I'm not like so whenever I imagined what I would be, I need to obviously I need to build it. But like for instance, like right now I'm using what do you call it? Oh, I just had it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So right now I can only go up to like the bad for special forces thing for my politics. So I won't actually have a very good special forces army. But my army's big enough right now that I can kill all my neighbors with just what I have. But if I lose, so I have 986 manpower total, and I have 5,000 guys in my army.
That seems like a good thing, right?
Yeah, my army is 98% of my population. It's fine. And I have like a tiny little like militia force of humans just to like exist, I guess. I don't know why I'm keeping around. I just like the idea of having like two little like random humans just kind of hanging out being like, hey guys, look at me.
That's a fucking. I love God, that Kermit the Frog voice made me think of Kermit the Frog and Super Mutant, and that's the best thing ever. Please, in the Fallout TV show they're making, I want fucking all the Super Mutants to just be fucking Muppets.
I would lose it, dude.
You will pay for your hubris. One day, super mutants will rule everything. I cannot do a Kermit voice. Okay, I'm about to start my war. Hang on. Let me pause for 2 seconds to read a thing. Let's see here. Forcing them to dig. It takes little work to learn how to use use a simple pick to gather stone. Yet, it is hard to encourage them without the threat of violence. And I'm going to declare war. Declare war. Send. Begin attacking. Let me just give a few initial commands to my people. You guys go in on that. You guys push on there. You guys push on there. Okay, I'm gonna hit play now, okay?
Okay.
And the war begins! Tally ho, boys, to war!
British super mutants.
Pip pip cheerio! For the motherland!
Imagine. You hear some, like, cultist in the middle of the... There's some cultist in the middle of the Oregon woods, and all of a sudden this big mass of green orc dudes comes flying out of the brush, and they're all like, "Oh, cheerio, my good friend," and the last thing you hear is they smash your skull in.
Cheerio, are you ready to become one with the Unity?
Bah! And you just die, like, man.
Hope you are, there's no choice. For the
One
queen.
time, whenever I was playing the Troll Warren, I was really bad, and I didn't strengthen my southern border along the marrow drinkers enough, and so whenever I went to war with them, they pushed and took the Warren, and I died.
Yeah, that's what has happened literally every time I've ever played this. But also every time I've ever played it, they already owned the fucking Bone Dancers. This is the first time I'm fighting them when they don't, with them not owning the Bone Dancers already.
Like, clobber you? Nice.
God, I want just I don't want that far in. I don't want that far back. Give me the in between. I know it fucking exists. I hate the zoom in this game. Nope, that's not it. I know there's an in between point. I wish the game. I was so bad. Wish the game just had like a scroll bar on the side. Okay. Alright, you push it on there. Ooh, we got more military factories. Nice. Nice. Alright, everything's looking pretty fucking good in terms of the expansion so far.
Yeah. How many factories these guys have? I might be able to get, like, good wood, good... Oh, no, there's no way. Man, dude, it sucks so much that all my neighbors are, like, little, like, like, they have, like, no industry. Like, the Antelope Tribe, I'm gonna get, like, 3 factories from the Antelope Tribe. Like, I'm gonna be taking a bunch of, like, empty land, and that's it.
Nice.
In Vault City, but they have... Oh, they're ghouls! They're not... Dude, I'm... Never mind, what am I talking about, dude? I'm gonna clobber these dudes.
You're like, I'm gonna ally them, and you're like, wait, why would I ally them?
Yeah, like, literally, their land is more useful than the people on it. Wait, no, wait.
Ah,
Actually, I should not say
sounding like a
that.
true American. God, you know how they took the Native American off the Land O'Lakes butter? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw a fucking TikTok where it's like, ain't that just like the Americans? They got rid of the engine, but they kept the land. Cause it's Land O'Lakes butter.
It's so wild that, like, in school you just learn that that's, like, okay.
I mean, more and more schools, at least where I live, are for like, yeah, no, it was a fucking atrocity. We call it, they're like, yeah, it is awful.
Oh yeah. Oh, I grew up in the South, so whenever I was in school, we had
Yeah.
I learned it as it was a good thing, and what was it? They politely asked the Native Americans to get off the land.
Yeah, and you learn things like it wasn't about slavery, and the North didn't win. It was a draw.
No, actually, I was a little, I was a Civil War fanatic whenever I was like 10. I thought the Civil War was the coolest thing ever. And so whenever anybody talked about it, I had like the facts down. I was like, nah, bro, this is an L for the South. One of my favorite songs to listen to, like in my spare time, was the Union Dixie, just because I loved the idea of just like going around sprouting how like, yeah, dude, you can hold on to all the Southern favoritism you want, but you lost, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You took the L, unfortunately.
Also, real quick, I'm gonna read, force them to make roads. The process of, excuse me, the process of laying stone after stone is often considered to be agonizing. Thankfully, that work is below true mutants. And also, Tyrant King says, another multiplayer idea, Texas Brotherhood and the Last Patrol Alliance, where the Brotherhood forms Texas and the... oh, excuse me. Burp just jumped out. And the Patrol forms Oklahoma, with Oklahoma joining the Texas faction, and they take the rest of the wasteland.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That could be a fun one for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play. I'm seeing a little bit of a UI bug where my convoys is like sort of clipping weirdly over logistic fulfillment a tiny bit. Oh no, it's not clipping over it, it's just that the colored line in the top of the UI isn't sitting in the right spot. It's fair, they had to sort of rush some of the updates. Ooh, I finally finished researching vacuum tubes. Time to teach our people how to do combat language.
I didn't get warrior training at the beginning. Oh no. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I haven't been training very much, so it's fine.
Alright, everything's looking good so far. Very nice. I have not seen that movie since I was like 8. Since I was too young to see that movie, to be seeing that movie. I remember like nothing of Borat actually.
I didn't like Borat very much.
Yeah,
whenever I watched it, I wasn't very good at humor, so it's not my type. You know? It's a little too raunchy comedy for me.
Fair. I barely remember anything. I remember that there was a guy who sued it saying that Borat was based off him and they stole his life story that he'd been posting on MySpace for like a decade. And if you look, it's just like, yeah, no, this guy literally is Borat, huh?
I mean...
Like, you look at the guy's life story and straight up, he's just Borat, pretty much.
Man, imagine being the inspiration for Borat, though. Like, that's kind of like a flex in and of itself.
Yeah. They didn't found that he was, but, I mean, I understand his argument. He wore the same kind of outfits, he, like, talked the same way. He had a similar reason behind why he came to America and everything. Earlier I watched this video of, like, tribal people from other parts of the world, like, eating cheesecake for the first time. And, dude, everybody loved it. Everyone was just like, oh yeah, this is the shit. Except one guy from, like, I think it was, like, part of the Middle East, I think. And he was just like, we have a dish like such and such. It's just this, but better. He's like, this is good, but our thing is better. Also, Tyrant King says... he's suggesting I would move a unit down to encircle the north. There's not really an opening to encircle the north.
No, if you take, just the one tile below...
that one right there. Yeah. That was actually literally what my plan was, that I was working toward, if that's what he meant. I thought he meant, like, was there I thought he was, like, trying to point out an opening that had formed. Ooh, quickly, get in there. Oh, Jesus, God, I'm blowing through these focuses now. Let me pause time real fast. Alright, Jesus. Let's see, I'm just, thinking of a thing.
Hold on, look at the picture I sent you. Or I'm gonna send you real quick. Because it's, this is my border with the, Antelope tribe, for whenever I go to war with them.
Holy shit. Alright, hey, I'm gonna describe what I'm looking at. Okay, so, he's got 4 territories against their 5. Their 5 contain 2 units, 1 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, and 1 unit. His contain 1 unit and 2 special forces, 5 units and 1 special force, 4 units and 1 special force, 4 units and 1 special force.
And 2 special force. Actually, I have yeah. So, and also you can't even see it, but I also have like a backup army
like
of like
right along here. And so hang on, I'm gonna point out where they are on the map for people. So yeah, it's
okay.
Right here. The enemy has 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, and 1 here. He's got 1 normal, 2 special forces, 5 normal, 1 special force, 4 normal, 1 special force, 4 normal, 1 special force, and more in the backline that we can't see. So, I think he's pretty well set up. Alright, anyway, we're gonna do Nightkin Immigrants. Encouraged by the stories of Pitman's rise to popularity within the Warren, and the increasing social status of Nightkin, thousands of his ilk have started to migrate northwards to join the armies of the Warren. And I also got more fucking factories, because I'm whooping ass. I'm actually gonna do this real fast. Alright.
No retraining. I can't do that.
I hit play, by the way, sorry.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
Because I know you're about to start fighting too, so I should communicate that better.
Oh, dude, listen, I got this. Like, I don't even have to look at this war to win it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
God, again, I'm doing that thing where it's like, do you want to be in the dirt or in the stratosphere? Like, no in-between a lot. Here we go, I hit the in-between I was looking for now. There we go, I did the surrounding.
And oh, actually, do I want to level up a new general with this fight instead of leveling Thrad up?
Oh yeah, I'm planning on saving off most of the north until later Tyrant King. That's why I like read all of them, because I was like, I know I can pick at least one of these. Like, most of those are gonna get better the more time passes. That's why I'm gonna wait on most of those. I appreciate the advice, though. Oops. I'd say I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But again, it infuriates me how the zooming works sometimes.
Ah, there we go. Now we're getting the good infantry weapons.
Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I lost some territory. Uh-oh.
Where?
I didn't lose territory. I lost... I'm still on, like, all advanced territory, but I lost some of the territory I had taken, is what I meant.
Oh, okay. Significantly less bad. I thought you meant like you'd gotten pushed back into your place. I was like, uh-oh.
They were very close to pushing into the Warren, but because they took back past Resort.
Oh, okay. After I kill the Antelope Tribe, I will be able to send my special forces up there. I should be able to, I should say. And then you will clap. Like, these guys are ready.
So yeah,
I can't
you can have Klamath and Arroyo, like I said.
Okay.
And then I'll start taking... I might take the Apostles and the Mirelurks long term, I think. I know they're going to want to go to war with me because I'm in territory they want to own.
Right. I will assist you in your fight against them, but I don't want any of the territory.
Yeah. If you end up deciding you want anything, you could always have... Or actually... What if I let you have... I just had the thought of what if I let you control the entire southern end of that river all the way up to the Maw, but that's probably unnecessary territory, honestly.
So here's the thing: you get territory. You get cores on all of that territory.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, you get push on. You get cores on Arroyo. Yeah, and Klamath.
All right.
So that means that whenever you take them over, and once you core them, you don't have to spend
Yeah, I
your
don't need to spend the shit. You
yeah.
need both
Where
Mirelurk and Apostles to advance your focus tree. Okay, good to know. So I gotta take both the Mirelurk and the Apostles.
okay, then yeah, then you can also have because if you take you also need a Royo to take your focus tree to do
I
your
don't
focus tree.
think so. I think that's all down a separate focus tree. I think that's if I do the push south. Because I think that's part of the Avenging the Master quest line for both of us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The push south. So for yeah, so you can form new pair of Mariposa the other way. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the northern path. Hold on. What's the decision I can make? Send out manual prospectors? Yes, I will.
All
Um,
right,
okay.
finally I got the Wargle. I'm going in.
I'm gonna hit play, alright?
Alrighty, and watch. Wait. All green. I knew it.
Yeah, Tyrant King just said it. That's what I thought. I don't need Klamath or Arroyo. So you get Klamath and Arroyo, but I'll get the Apostles.
Okay.
Alright.
That works for me.
You'll get California, I'll get Oregon.
Man, these poor raiders, dude. I don't even know what I would do.
They're not
I
even
come in
raiders. Dude, the Antelope Tribe, that's a group of fucking,
here-
farmers.
These are just like this is just a tribe of guys.
Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
not raiders. I know my Fallout lore well.
Raiding tribals. They might be like the white legs, where they're like a tribal group that raids.
No, I'm pretty sure they're just dudes. Hang on.
Thank you, Vault City, for taking out that territory from me.
Oh
I'll
god,
make sure
hold
to
on.
repay.
I'm pausing for a second. I don't really want to pick any of those. Oh, I'll do boats. Mutant canoes. Light ships are good for running down enemy transport ships. While not nearly as glorious as their heavier cousins, they are essential.
Facts.
Anta? Anta's a settler nation? Oh, Antelope Tribe. I was like, what the fuck's Anta? Yeah, they're a settler nation, that's what I thought. Yeah, so these are just like friendly old farmer folk that you're attacking.
They deserve it.
For not being mutants.
They are settling on rightful mutant clay.
Dawson, are we racist?
No. You see, these aren't mutants. It's fine.
Are we the baddies?
No. Listen, it's not racist when it's to humans.
It's not Do I want to say that? I was about to make a joke, but then I was like, I can be clipped and it would sound really bad.
We do not judge them by the color of their skin.
Oh, hang on. I just realized if I invert the joke, it doesn't sound bad anymore. It's not racist if you're saying it to white people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not racist if it's against humans. Like this is humans we're talking about.
It's Americans. Fuck Americans.
Oh my goodness, no! Oh my, I hate.
Some super mutants hate ghouls. Depends on the group you're looking at.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say any of them hate ghouls, like in the way that like there are humans that hate ghouls, but they definitely are humans that are hostile towards ghouls.
No, like super mutants. They said, I don't think super mutants hate ghouls, and I'm like, there's definitely super mutants that hate ghouls. Or that don't view them as any different to humans. I'm advancing so fast my troops actually can't get to the front line. Also, it's very satisfying watching the long caravans of cars move around.
If you could look into my territory.
Oh, are you doing something sexy?
We'll see that we have made a breach.
Ah, yes. The blood has seeped around the pad. Soon, the blood of the supermans shall be like blood seeping past the pad of their forces into the panties of their capital.
Man, it's kind of. I gotta say, it's a little embarrassing that it's taken me this long to like actually kill these guys. Like, I have 22 divisions. They have how many?
They just
6.
held you back pretty good.
I mean, Sun Tzu wrote about in the Art of War that like all that like stuff about being better at advantage whenever you're at the defending side. But like, I mean, man, bro. And I guess it makes sense. I can well I wait I can't absorb the casualties. That's the thing. Like I don't have that much manpower because I killed half my people in a violent uprising.
Yeah, Tyrant King's saying like most supermutants don't hate ghouls, but some some view them as kindred brothers. River expedition, controlling of the river is essential part of the trade among the tribes. Blah blah blah. I really don't care about reading these boat ones because I don't care about. Oh, I do have a boat factory now. Sure, let's make some boats.
Oh my goodness! I'm look at this.
Nice.
Oh, did Santa Ana just die?
Apparently.
Yo. Oh. Wait, no. He's still alive.
Oh no, their capital got taken. That's what that is.
They lost the Alamo chapter, bro.
The Alamo chapter can be terrifying when the setup goes right for them. I've seen them take everything, like, all across the Gulf. Oh! Oh, no, you won your war. I was like, oh, did I win already?
Nah, that's me. Like I said, quick war.
Yeah.
Now I need to... Thank you, thank goodness. Okay, and now we can do our little thing.
What's this? I will accept that. Oh, I can finally actually make changes to my government if I want to.
Do you... Oh, actually. I'm gonna see if I can get your...
And I'm gonna pause while I make a decision about what I'm gonna change in my government. Oh, nope, I can't make the change anymore. I spent the political points that I had. Oops. I'm hitting play again. Ooh, my guy gained Desert Fox. Naturally. Nice. Nice. No, I want a research tree. Let's look up smoke signals. And let's upgrade this guy with... Hold on a second. I gotta pause and look at the upgrades. Breakthrough, planning speed, max plan. I've got a million traits that I've not read them any of them ever before. Ooh, this one makes my behemoth stronger. Probably gonna pick that one. Heavyweight.
I have a present for you.
What do you got for me?
I think you'll like it.
Is it a bad dragon dildo?
500 mint condition.
Is it the
M1 grands enclave issue cream of the crop right there.
Oh, I was hoping for the bad dragon brand silicone werewolf feet.
Oh, no, it's just guns.
Oh, I guess I can still shove it up my ass.
You can. Them's the facts. You can do that.
Stuff that blunderbuss with dildos and shove it up my ass and call me Nancy.
Only if you say please.
Please?
No.
Please, Dawson, put the silicone feet in my pee hole.
I'm gonna have you put down.
Tyrant King is saying he thinks the brain is a possible mutant alliance you can form with mole rats. Yeah, and so in that scenario, it's like ghouls, mole rats, and yeah, I know that whole bit.
Only
But,
issue is that Fest is in control
you
of
know,
the thing.
not all super mutants are the same, you know? Some super mutants take ghouls, some don't. Generally, they don't, but there's cases. Like the Fallout 4 super mutants attack ghouls.
I think I'm gonna take a pretty anti non-super mutant approach. I feel like that would be in character for Throd. Maybe that's. Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later. I just had an idea though. This is what we call foreshadowing.
Ooh, I can research a naval doctrine now if I want. Cool. What's that? You're recovering, so you don't need to attack yet. You guys attack this.
Oh yeah.
What are you...
We need
Why are
40%
you going over
rotation.
there? No, you stay here and defend that space. Jesus, idiots.
Oh, by the way, what are you producing for your equipment for your mutants?
I am producing... Super Mutant Behemoths, basic melee weapons, and pipe guns.
How many pipe guns?
I actually...
Wait, what, you're... Okay, so go, I think you can get a license production from me. Through the diplomacy menu, and you should be able to buy my, slashing melee weaponry. It's better than your melee weapons.
How do I do this?
So, okay, so right-click on my nation.
Okay.
And then you should see a button that says...
Negotiate license.
Negotiates the license, yes. And then find the one that's the knives.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hang on. Pause. Accepted. Okay, now how do I negotiate the license now that it's a thing?
Okay, now you gotta right-click on me again.
Okay.
And go to request license production.
Hang on. I think I have to wait before I can pick that.
Oh, yeah. Please tell me the NCR didn't join the Desert Ranger... Oh, they didn't! Haha, yes!
The NCR doesn't have Rangers on their side?
No.
Oh, who'd the Rangers join?
Nobody. They did the solo path.
Nice. That's good for us. Although, it'll be a problem if they befriend anybody around you. It could make things hard for you, potentially, depending on who they befriend.
No, they did the Brotherhood of Steel path. Their only allies are all the way over there. Between them and the NCR.
Okay, I thought you said they were alone.
So we might be able to do a little bit of a funny here. If we go to war with the NCR, whenever they go to war with the NCR, we can kill them.
Yeah.
In the peace, I can just take the northern part of California. We can fight them later.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, huh? The
Legion went to war with the Brotherhood?
Because
the Brotherhood had the...
still alive.
Oh, they went to war with the Brotherhood and the Mojave territories.
Yeah.
So the first Battle of Hoover Dam is a three-way battle. It's basically just an extension of the Battle of Helios 1. This is less so the first Battle of Hoover Dam or the Battle of Helios 1. This is a continuation of the Battle of the Mojave, essentially. That's what we have in this continuity, the Great Battle of the Mojave. Do you think House will join in before it's over?
What happened to that real Mojave in the game? That's astounding. Like, this is an even worse outcome.
Do you think that House will eventually get involved?
Probably. Because he took the Fiends, which means he went down his tree to go go in there. So if he goes, it's going to have a four-way battle in the Mojave. Yeah, cool.
That'd be very funny to see.
Let the normies break each other with their steel and weapons. They know not the tide that approaches.
Hell yeah, I won my war. Alright, who does my focus tree tell me to go to war with next? I gotta check that real fast. I'm supposed to go to war with... I have the options of Washington Brotherhood, Hang on. Oh no, I can't do weakness in the north. Okay. I can decimate the dancers, smash the station, apostle annihilation, or mirelurk meat. You have a border with Kemet Station, right?
Yes.
So if I went with the... Yeah, I'll smash the station, because then you can give me backup. And we'll finally have a touching border.
Wait to do that then, because I still have to do my part of the focus tree to actually ally you. Otherwise, I won't be able to join the war with you.
Oh, right. Well, I will. I'm not
I...
going to do that immediately. It's just what I can start working toward. I'm going to put an economic leader in position of power. I'm going to get the monster in the woods. Yeah. He's not... So, he's been helping me for a while, but I just officially put him in, like, my fucking, you know, circle of leaders. Alright, hit play, by the way, sorry. I keep doing it without, like, communicating it to you.
Yeah, you know, feel free. I am all good. Man, you know, this is really neat. This is the first time I've gotten this far with this Throd, and it's like I'm like an economically powered super mutant horde. I'm not like a bunch of guys just like clobbering around people in the desert. I'm like a professional army and shit.
Yeah, it's very fun playing multiplayer. This is actually the first time I've ever played a Paradox game multiplayer. Well, no, I played Stellaris multiplayer once, but didn't have fun because it was like, only my second time ever playing, and they weren't taking the time to help me learn what I was doing. When I had questions, they were just like, "No, we're just gonna push on. You'll figure it out."
I mean, that's kind of how it works with most Paradox games. Like, literally, whenever anybody asks me to teach them to play a Paradox game, I say I'm not going to do that. Just boot into one of the games, pick one of the starter nations, you and go.
Now, you know what I do when somebody wants to learn is I'm like, alright, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna play the game with you watching me and having co-command. So I'll do the nitty-gritty, but let you make, like, the broad decisions, and then explain the nitty-gritty as I do it, you know? That's how I do it. Alright, let's do drinking the marrow in order to core these states. And let me read that too. The marrow drinkers were too weak to stand against us, but anyone within the Warren's warriors caste could have told you this. They were like carrion birds, scavenging bones from the battles of others, drinking that which they did not openly earn. They broke easily, and will remain broken. And my army gets bigger. And I can now change where all my guys are deploying to be closer to the front line. Oops.
Alright, we're going to war with the Yakuza territory in 60 days. These guys actually have some, like, territory that's, like, worth something.
The Yakuza, yeah. Their territory is pretty fucking good. We're both just becoming really long boys, I've just realized.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna take Kemet Station, and that will, like, extend me even longer.
Kind of like an Pac-Man trying to eat Vault City after I take the Yakuza territory.
Yee. Vault City's slowly growing, which is good for you.
Yeah. My only worry is that they somehow managed to end that war with the Cyclopses and then decide to go, instead of going in on the Pale Folk like they normally do, if they turn around and try to go against me. Because, like, I can beat them, but I can't beat them in the Yakuza territory without, like, trying.
Yeah. And you're not friends with me yet, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
The Brotherhood have been really fucking calm ever since defeating the Cause.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're just building an economic powerhouse right now. They're just camping there, getting factories, just hanging out.
I forgot they don't go to war with anyone else after that. That's kind of a shame. I can't wait for the overhaul to this area because I'm sure it'll make all these factions way more active.
Yeah.
I wonder if
It
the
helps you.
NCR is going to be given focuses that tell them to go to the north in Mexico when they get their overhaul soon.
Probably have stuff interacting with Mexico because like, I feel like Mexico kind of like it's in the lore that like Mexico is like this like strange place to all the people who live in the north of Mexico, and the same thing for like the people in Mexico like who live there. They think the Northerners are like weird.
Yeah, because Mexico it didn't get blasted as much as America, but also it has all this weird background history because it was annexed the same way Canada was. People kind of overlook that a lot, I feel like America annexed Mexico and turned it into basically a giant oil state.
As opposed to real life, where instead of annexing them, we just kind of like made their economy not happen.
Yeah. But then, like, after the fucking bombs dropped and America was no longer, like, controlling Mexico, their government was non-existent by that point, so the drug barons took over. I got some things popping up. I finished drinking the marrow, and Bone Dancers offer a treaty. The Bone Dancers have offered us a rather lucrative treaty. If we were to promise not to invade them, then they are willing to give us a rather large amount of caps, resources, and manpower to compensate us. This is a great deal and would be silly not to accept. The Bone Dancers. I'm not going to go to war with them for a while, I don't think. And this doesn't last forever, right?
Well, what does it say? Like, what is if you hover over the thing, what is it? It'll tell you if it lasts forever.
We'll get 2,000 manpower. Oh, no, wait. The Warren state population changes to 2,000. We add 16 iron to the Warren. 6 off-map arms workshops. 6 off-map civilian workshops. But if we accept, we will bypass our war focus against the Bone Dancers in Kemal Station.
Okay, so here's what we do. Take that, and then let the focus bypass. I'll just go up there, justify on them, get you in my faction, and we'll kill them, and you can have all the territory.
Yeah, is that a thing we can do?
That way you get the factories and the territory.
Okay. So you'll go to... I'm not allowed to declare war on them, but you'll do it in my stead, essentially.
It takes away your focus to go to war with them.
Alright.
You just have to justify on them regularly.
Would that plan work, Tyrant King? I'm just checking on Tyrant King in chat because he knows a lot. I feel like it would. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. So I accept, get the massive bonus, and then you go to... Okay, hell yeah. This is a killer deal. This is a killer deal. Alright, and I'll now do tribal encampments. Those tribals... Excuse me. Those tribals who have been broken under our boots are crawling to us. Their women, their children, they're elderly and feeble. They grow to live around the Warren in dense encampments that bring us wealth and a ready supply of slaves. Because now they know that if they hide, they'll get killed, but if they come to us, they're given safety. Oh, I've got so many fucking factories. Oh, I've got so many fucking factories. Awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Oh my god, we've been going for 53 minutes. I got caught up. Okay, that's another extra long episode for people.
I'm sure most people don't care.
Yeah.
Extra content's extra content, Some guy out there, when it's like March 10th or whatever, is gonna be like, hey, I'm so happy that today's episode of the Hohoy Old World Blues what is Super Mutant campaign is.
This one's gonna go up on January 21st.
Oh, January. Okay.
So, January 31st, I mean. So the very end of next month. As if I'm counting the calendar, right? Alright.
Awesome.
And again, for the context of those listening on YouTube, we're recording all this on December 29th. So,
man.
Yeah, which, yeah, that's worth mentioning. This is all one big recording session. Anyone talking in the YouTube comments, we're not gonna get your messages. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, it's kind of late to know that now. Now that we're like 10 episodes
Yeah.
in.
I usually don't record this far in advance, but, it's a two-person thing we need to get together for. It's the same reason Homestuck gets recorded, like, weeks in advance. Uh, so... yeah, I'll see all you on YouTube next time with more of this next week. Ta-ta!